Hi guys, how are you doing? I think I nearly pressed the... Did I unmute myself? Because it didn't look like I did. Is it okay? Why do I look green? Hello! How are you doing? Bookish, thank you so much. Thank you for the subscription there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was really nervous there that I hadn't pressed the right button, but I think you can hear me. Okay, good. Okay, how are you doing, guys? Lovely to see you. Hi, Mark. Hi, Hellwalker. How are you? So close to being first. Hi, Billy. Hi, Cassie. Good, thank you. How about yourself? Hi, Pink Girl. How are you? Taras, thank you so much for the hydrate. Hi, Apathy. How are you? Sore muscles. No worry. Oh, no worry. I hope they get better soon, but I'm glad to hear that you had a wonderful holiday. Hi, Hi, Caesar. How are you? Jigsaw and Mad Hatter today. How you doing, Carlos? Hi, Toasty. Hi, Toke. Hi, DJ. How are you? Hi, Noct2Vija. How are you? Hi, Terrified. Lovely to see you. Hi, Johannes. How are you? Hi, Xaven. Lovely to see you. Hi, Go. Hi, Dave. Hi, Wolves. Hi, Shavens. How are you? Past Christmas Day went well for me. Oh, that's lovely. I'm happy to hear that. Whoops. There we go. Hi Sen, how are you? Yay, Toasty, yay. Yay. Okay, fabulous. I hope you all did have a nice day yesterday for those of you who celebrate Christmas. And those of you who don't, I hope you had a wonderful day. Just chilling out or whatever you got up to. How you doing, Zach? Oh, it's so perfect. Aww. And I hope you all had a nice time, even though obviously it was a little bit of a different kind of Christmas this year for a lot of us, but I still hope you had a lovely time. Thank you so much, Toasty. Thank you. Were you holding that back until I gave you your mod badge back? How are you, my friend? I'm doing well. Thank you so much. 29 months. Thanks, Toasty. I'm doing really well. How can I always look so beautiful? Thank you so much. I actually have 30 million filters. I'm actually a reptilian and I wear a hologram permanently on my skin. Thank you so much. And Chris was working in your bedroom. Really? Oh my goodness. It must have been a little bit different. Oh, Muse, that's so cute. I love that. The buttons are cute. You love lizards. Oh, well, that's convenient. Hi Jeff, I'm good, thank you. How about yourself? Hi Massam, how are you doing? Anyway, for a while I've had the idea I've got a few Mad Hatter mashups in mind, and I thought, why can't I mash up Jigsaw and Mad Hatter? There's no reason why I can't, because I can do what I want. After a while I learned you're a reptilian. That's the Christmas spirit, see? No, I'm good, thank you. I'm actually, well, I'm a little exhausted, and I feel like it's probably because I ate so much, you know? Merry Christmas, Siri. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. Part of me is like, maybe I ate too much, and that's why I feel sleepy. Who knows? Regardless, I've been wanting to do this paint for ages, so we're doing it today. That's gonna look dope. Thank you so much, Terrified. Yeah, I came up with the idea a few weeks ago, and it was one of the reasons why I was like, oh my god, I really want to get oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Johanna. Thank you so much. Thank you, my lovely. Thank you so much. I'm pleased that you love the emotes, that you wanted to subscribe again. Thank you. I realised that the Mad Hatter and Jigsaw kind of... Did I have Boxing Day? I spent today eating yesterday's leftovers on crackers. Food coma mode engaged. Yes, exactly. You lost it, really? That's crazy. That's mad, I tell you. My friend, we only celebrate because of Christmas. It was a great day. Thanks. Finally had a day off after 2 weeks work non-stop. Oh my gosh, you deserve it. You deserved it. How about me? I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I made a wonderful Christmas present. No, it's okay. Don't worry. Congratulations on winning. For everybody else who wins giveaway prints, I'm not going to post them, even if you're in the UK, until maybe the middle of January, because all of the post is like ceasing to... I just feel like the postal service is not going to be a good place right now, considering everything. So did I end up cheating at Monopoly? So it actually turned out that my mum was cheating. It turned out that my mum was cheating at Monopoly because she wasn't reading her cards properly as to the, what do you call it? You know, if you land on like Waterworks or the electricity company and it's doubled by, and it's like certain times the number on the dice. It was 4 times the amount shown on the dice, and my mum was doing 10 times the amount of number shown on the dice. So she was charging people 6 times more than they should have been. And then I was watching her and I realised she wasn't counting her change. So I tried to make my money back by not giving her the wrong change. If I land on her property, I would just like give her the wrong amount of ones. Hi Satire, thank you so much. Thank you, 27 months. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Yeah, so it turns out my mum was cheating. I don't think she realised anyway, so I decided to shortchange her for a while. To try and get the money back. Or is it all in the head in one go? Usually it's all in the head in one go. Sometimes, if I'm going to do a plan, it might look like this, which honestly, I've drawn Jigsaw, so it's not really any plan. So it doesn't make a difference. Like I've drawn Jigsaw. That's who I've drawn there. It's more cheating. Didn't just try to correct her. We did try and correct her after a while, but it continued, and then in the end we just we like just stopped playing. So we tried to correct her, and then it kind of, yeah, we just stopped playing in the end. We just totaled up how much everybody had and stopped. Which I feel like is what happens most of the time with Monopoly. Like, I can't remember the last time I played Monopoly and I went to the end. Like, to seriously go to the end of the game of Monopoly is wow, you know? I don't do that. I can't remember the last time I've ever been to the end of the game of Monopoly. "17 hours later. Hi Jupiter, how are you doing? Which groups play? Really? No way, no way. What is it? No way. Does somebody do the probability of Monopoly? Really, Z? Thanks, that makes me so happy. I like it when people like my mashups, because I kind of feel like they're, you know, like more from me. Maybe we should just total up. No. Can you imagine? My God. Yeah, that's kind of what, yeah. But Ghost wants to play Risk, and I don't want to play Risk, because I feel like that's equally going to be quite a long game. I've played it once, and I got tired after an hour. It's like, I don't want to play it anymore. I don't want to play. Did you ever check on? Yeah, so Kay is really, really kind. She's the one who kind of like basically brought me here to Twitch. I watch her streams a lot. I really like Kay. Hello, hello. Hello, new fan. Kay's really kind. You learn a lot from Kay. I like her a lot. That's a yes. No, Kay's adorable. I met her. I've had the absolute pleasure of meeting her in person as well, and she's every bit as kind and just the same. It's really nice. Have I ever played Cards Against? Yes, but I feel like Cards Against Humanity is a good game to play with friends who you've known a lot. When I've played Cards Against Humanity at uni against people that I've never met, like it's a bit like it's not good. I don't think it's good. Also, don't buy hotels because there's a limited number of houses. Ka is my go-to party game. Oh, cause really, yeah, I don't like it against. I don't like it when it's with people I don't know. To play with bad people. Yeah, and I think it's one of those games which is good with people that you know. When it's... I've played it with total strangers before and it's not fun. It's like... Okay. It's wrong bad. It is. I quite like Exploding Kittens. I think Exploding Kittens is a nice game. Yeah, Exploding Kittens is like, it's a card game, and it's a bit like Russian roulette. Oh, really, Jupiter? Why would you explode kittens? So it kind of works as like, you have different types of kittens in the card game, and you pick one up and it would be like the exploding kitten, and you don't want to pick up that card, but you have another one which is like a diffuser. So you would like, you have to keep picking up cards, and you don't want to pick up like the exploding cards. But Exploding Kittens is a nice game. That's fun. It's nice. It's a nice game. Exploding Kittens, I like it. Scooby-Doo, sorry, what the hell are you talking about? No, yeah, Dave, it's a really good game. I personally think it's really fun anyway. Alright, I'm really looking forward to doing this look. I've been wanting to do it for quite a while, to be honest. I was going to do it earlier this week, and then I realised it was a good time to do Sally and Jack. I was really worried about that. So no, it's quite a popular game. Yeah. Needs a name change? Why? You have like little kittens. You understand it when you play the game. There's quite a lot of good games on Kickstarter, which I think if I had lots of money I would back them. I'm becoming a ghost, yes. Yeah, I always find it interesting to like search for board games on Kickstarter because I think that's a really cool way to get a new board game out. To do a Kickstarter for it. Yeah, you'll be alright. I mean, like, I'm sure that's basically like the massive thing that comes up is the game. It's a really good game though. I recommend it. There's another cool one called Coup, and that one is C-O-U-P, and that one's a fun card game. There's Exploding Kittens, you kind of play it with quite a few people, I think. But Coup is fun with, like... I think Coup is fun when you've got 4 or more people. This is wrong, bad. Yeah, Coup's fun. Did you have the expansion pack as well? Yeah, I have some Tomb Raider games that I haven't played yet. Yeah, it is Keen. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, kind of similar. I always used. It's interesting being like an inquisitor. What's your favourite card to have in Coup, Keen? Hi Blocker, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I've been excited to do this paint for a long time, so I'm really happy that I get to do it today. Very happy about today's paint. Excited to do it. I'm happy because I get to do the paint that I've been longing to do for so long. Whoops. You got new paint yesterday? That's fun. Do you know what you're going to paint with it yet? What you usually get? Oh, it'd be fun to experiment and play. Before in college, if I didn't... yeah. I used to play... We used to play at work on lunches. I really liked it. Thank you, I did so much. Thank you so much, Scrapbane, I did. Well, it's gonna be Jigsaw. And Mad Hatter Cross, trust the process. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm hoping it's going to be fun. Because also, when I was thinking about how I was going to do it, I was also like, well, I feel like the interesting thing about this one is that there's quite a few different ways that this one could you could do this one. And you got acrylic paint. Ooh. I hope you have fun with it. Do I have a favourite version of the Mad Hatter? No, not really. While I like Alice in Wonderland, I wouldn't say I was one of those people who's quite obsessed with it. I find it interesting, but I wouldn't say I was particularly obsessed with it. It's nice. Does anybody here have a favourite version? Do you know one of the games? I really wish I had been able to play Alice Madness Returns. But I don't think it's available on Steam right now, is it? I don't think you can play. Was it a PlayStation 3? Or like that? What generation was Alice Madness Returns? I think it was an EA game. Hi MDI, how are you? I came third in Monopoly. Not very well. Because on the first, you know when like you have to make it around the board once before you can start buying properties. I didn't get around the board because I got sent straight to jail. Oh, it's on Origin. Okay, I was looking for it on Steam and I was like, well, guess I can't play. How about you, MDI? How was your day? Did you get up to much? I saw you were watching some of the films. I should have cheated better. I should have done. You're right. I regret not cheating as well as I could have done. See you as a cat. Well, this is why I lose. This is wrong, Dad. It is. I hope you had a nice time, Jupiter. It's very, very kind of Mug to do that. I'm really, really, really grateful. It was lovely, thank you, Misdemeanor. Oh, that's lovely, Jupiter. I actually tried to get Wonder Woman with my VPN, but it didn't work, so I don't know what I did. I think I did something... I don't really understand how to do it, because it said that I had to have a US-based payment card, and then it said that I could evade that by getting the HBO app through the App Store. Or Google Play Store if I sign up to a new account with my VPN, etc., and then linked it to PayPal. But it took me ages, and then when I finally managed to do that, I recognised that my PayPal account wasn't US based, so I was like, oh. First ever star, wonderful star. Aww! I'm pleased that you spent the day there. I'm pleased that you liked it. Yeah, it's really hard, isn't it, Mug? I'm sure it's possible. It was just driving me nuts, and I was trying to do it, and then I was just like, oh, okay, I give up. But it's fine. In the end, I can't remember what we did watch yesterday. Something. It's really bizarre to me. Like, the whole world wants to watch it, but then for some reason, they make it quite difficult. I don't know why they'd make that tricky, but whatever. Oh, my camera's reset its thing again. I don't know why it does this every single time. I mean, it's not as bad as it was on my laptop, because it wouldn't even recognise my camera most of the time. But I don't know why it just doesn't seem to enjoy keeping my saved settings. Whoops. Gotta break some piracy records. It's just silly to me, but whatever. exactly what I thought, Xavier. I was like, well, what's stopping someone from just, like, screen recording their screen? Oh, now the white balance doesn't like me. Oh well. But the whole thing is bizarre to me. I just feel... I'm kind of like... Did you think this through? Because it really feels like you didn't. You know? I feel like they didn't think this one through. This live? No. Oh my god, for 23 months. Thank you so much, Snake. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all that support. Thank you. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, you say to me now, I forgot. Oh yes, so the reason why I wanted to do this, a smaller paint today, instead of a big paint, was because I thought I'd be probably pretty exhausted, which I am actually, to be fair, so it's a fair call. And then B, tracking the bigger players. Do you think, MDI? I think it's fascinating. Look. I don't know. And so, on Thursday, it's my birthday. Thursday coming up. And last time I did 2 big full body paints quite close together. I was so exhausted. It kind of like, I feel like it exhausted me for the entire week. So I was like, well, I'm going to make sure that we learn from that and not do that again. So I decided it would be best to do a small paint. I'm trying to learn from my mistakes. Make sure I don't burn out too much, you know? What paint am I doing? I'm going to be mashing up Jigsaw and Mad Hatter today. This is wrong bad. Hi ZK, how are you? Have I picked my birthday paint? I had some ideas, but I'm not 100% sure yet. It'll probably be something that I don't have to prepare too much for, because I'm kind of liking having a bit more of a relaxed time at the moment. Hi J-Love, how are you? Hope you find lots of people. Hi Pavlova, how are you, lovely? You're hanging in there, no worry. Don't worry about hitting the wrong button, that's fine. Good to hear that you're hanging in there, doing well. Did Charlotte have a good Christmas, Pavlova? Let's make these eyebrows super bushy, like the Mad Hatter. The Christmas they can be testing. Yes, they can. That's a good way to describe it. Oh, that's so nice, Pavlova. As long as she's happy, hey? Those of you who do presents for Christmas, did anybody receive anything really lovely? Not that it's about presents, obviously, but I had to do some after Christmas shopping because my check came in late, and when I did try to cash in the check, cash place ran out of money. Oh, really? Oh, that's typical. Never mind. Never mind. You got a fire pit! Oh, how exciting! Well, one of those things that you stick in the back garden, yeah? Oh, this year as always. That's lovely to hear. That's so nice. Oh wow, that's super extra. Maybe I'll do that one. It's quite wintry, isn't it? Maybe I'll do that one more January time. I don't mind, like, not being, like, on top of things. Kind of just enjoying whatever at the moment. That other PS5. Oh, good luck. Depending on what you're going to go for. I hope you manage to get it. Did anyone actually manage to get a next-gen console for Christmas? I do have a cool hat for the look. Yes, I do have a cool hat. I think it's going to be the hat and the lenses especially that's going to transform this look. I'm going to do 2 different coloured lenses. Same here, but if not, that's okay. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the way... I know it would be lovely to have a next-gen console now. I'm excited to see this mashup though, so thanks. Hopefully it'll work out. I get that it's like, it would be nice to have the next-gen console now, but also I'm kind of a bit like, there will be enough eventually, right? Like, I'm not really the... for me, I'm not the kind of person who needs to have everything as soon as it comes out. Like, the next console, etc. So... I'm kind of like, well, there'll be enough. You did! PS5 Demon Souls is beautiful. Awesome. Yeah, and that I'm not too worried about it. You know, like, there'll be enough eventually. You haven't been able to find a PS5, yeah. There'll be no shot of new consoles or new graphic card. Yeah, I was watching a TikTok which is explaining how it's really hard to find graphics cards at the moment. Because even my PC parts, it was so hard to get hold of some of the things. Same Xavier, and I'm kind of like... You just got lucky one night, yeah. I do think sometimes luck just plays into it, you know, like, just plays into it. Pineapple surprise! Kitty, thank you so much for the host, my lovely. How are you? For Christmas, I got a M1 mini ViewSonic projector, tiny LED projectors, about 4 inches long, can project stuff on the ceiling. Oh, that's going to be so much fun, Jeff. Have you tried it yet? Because that's going to be really fun. And touch your bed. Oh my god, that's so cool. In a nice leather-bound case. Oh, that's so fun. I take it he's a big Lord of the Rings fan then. You currently have it connected to an iPad. That's so cool. I'm pleased you guys have some fun things and some new toys to play with. Oh, really, Lurker? Is that why? Leather and chess set too. So, oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. I think that's one of the really lovely, sophisticated things to have in a house. Is like a really nice chess set, just like ready. Yeah, like I feel like it's just such a sophisticated thing to have. Well, everyone's kind of in a bit of a different situation though, to be fair, J-Love. Like, some people are willing to go into debt over stuff, right? So, while it's a wonder, some people will do things that other people would consider crazy to get a hold of things. It's actually interesting, like, some people will go into debt for Christmas. Like, it's crazy. Because realistically, to be able to have such a giving Christmas with lots of presents, yeah, J-Lo, people put it on credit cards and then just like struggle to pay it off for years because they just wanted it now. Like people can get quite impatient. So that'll be why. Like if it doesn't add up, like, not that it's obviously any of our business, but like sometimes people will go into debt over Christmas, and it's sometimes, in my opinion, it's sometimes forgotten that to be able to celebrate a really giving Christmas is an absolute luxury. And it's a privilege to be able to do that. Like, not a lot of people can do it. To be able to just have a Christmas like full of presents, etc. Because at the end of the day, like, they cost a lot. It costs a lot of money to be able to give like crazy gifts, right? And so yeah, it was on the news a while ago how Christmas, because families, they want to be able to give and make people happy on Christmas. And also, like, imagine if you've got kids who go to school, and when they go back to school and everyone's asking what they got for Christmas, and like, you don't want your kid to be the person who didn't get anything, especially like obviously with things like Santa, etc. So it's really hard to. You used to play chess a lot. Oh, really? Are you gonna set it up and just like have it everywhere? I just have it somewhere. When I was young, but then I paid off all my debt in my 30s, and I've been debt free since then. Oh my gosh, that must feel so amazing, Jeff. Oh, is that? Yeah, exactly, J-Love. Like, people want to be able to provide, but in like, they want to, they want to celebrate Christmas too. There's no reason why they shouldn't. It's just like, sometimes it can be difficult with money. Yeah, well, sorry, yeah, we took what we would have spent towards a vacation this year and put it towards gifts instead since COVID. That's a nice way to look at it, instead of going, instead of the holidays, you put it towards gifts and stuff. That's a nice way to do it. But yeah, like, sometimes people will, absolutely like go into debt over it, and I can see why. So the Christmas thing, because they didn't want me left out. Yeah, exactly right. And like, they just want to be able to be part of it. I mean, it's a nice thing, like, to be able to give presents and stuff. But sometimes I think the thing that I find a little sad over Christmas is that I feel like sometimes it's easy to separate the materialistic side of it. Not for everyone, but like sometimes it can be difficult too. Yeah, exactly, and have some fun, yeah. Which is why we were like, hi Miss Grayson, how are you? So we played a bit of Monopoly yesterday. She kind of reminded me why I didn't really like Monopoly. It's one of those games. How are my holidays? It was nice, thank you. Spent it with the family. I think what I'll do is I'll paint the bow and then we'll put the lenses in, because I'm really excited to see what it's going to look like with the lenses, because I think the lenses and the hat are the things that's going to make it look more Mad Hatter-like. At the minute it does look like Jigsaw, that I've just been like going a bit psycho with. Right, let me get a red body paint. When we can do sit-down games as a family again, having a 2-year-old makes that near impossible. Yes, I can probably... I imagine that's a little... it can probably be a bit more like... okay. Like, tiring. I think tiring is the word I'm looking for. Before I broke, yeah. It's one of the things where I find it so difficult to go back to the Philippines, to be honest. Because I'm half Filipino and I find it really hard to go back because to see so much poverty, it hurts, because it makes you realise that the problems you thought you had aren't really big problems. And it's painful to see it. Makes you want to pull your hair out. Last night I had a sudden urge to start collecting Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you so much, Crimson. How are you doing? Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards again. I still can't find my Pokemon cards. I still can't find them, and it's really bothering me. I don't know where they've gone. You like the red lips? Thank you so much. Thank you for the host as well, Crimson. I did, thank you, Crimson. Yeah, right, Miss Grayson, that's the yeah, like it's quite common in the Philippines to do that, to have to bath in like a barrel. Yeah, it's wild. It's really wild, like when you like. I think that's one of the things is like I'm always like trying to remember to like be very grateful for a lot of stuff, because sometimes you can get caught up in your own like, ah, my life sucks, you know what I mean? Like It's really easy to get caught up in it. But yeah, it's... Try and remember. It's trying to remember something. Oh, Miss Grayson, that's so lovely. No, Mr. Meany, I'm not sure what that is. And her 2 children, yeah, it's really difficult, like it, because also, you know, like, you want to do something, but you can't, like, change the whole situation, right? It is wrong bad, Nightbot, it is wrong bad. This bow is going to be huge. What does wrong bad mean? So Pavlova, when we were doing the complaint stream, one of the complaints said that something that Elisa had done was wrong bad. And we don't know who said that, and we thought it was fabulous to say that this is wrong bad. So we've programmed Nightbot to every so often say this is wrong bad. And the timing is interesting. Nightbot. What is the Beauty Bay palette? So the Beauty Bay palette is essentially a eyeshadow palette from Beauty Bay. I have one, but it's almost run out of the, I don't know where I've put it, but it's an eyeshadow palette, and it's got the colours that I use for shading, but it's kind of running out, so I will need to replace it at some point. So I guess it's basically like palette for shading. I haven't backseat. To be honest, I tried to watch it yesterday, but I couldn't get HBO Max to work with even with the VPN. I was having a bit of difficulty with it, and then in the end I gave up. Yeah, it's on HBO. Backseat Wonder, I don't know anything about it. I have basically not been on the internet, so I don't know anything. I'm really looking forward to watching it though. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I don't know anything. I haven't, so please don't spoil it. I'd rather not know. I'd rather make up my own mind about the new Wonder Woman film. I'm quite excited to watch it, so if you could not spoil it, I'd appreciate that. You like it? Wonderful. You like it. That's good to hear. Alright, so I'm gonna try really hard to shade this bow convincingly. Yeah, but for you to say don't have high hopes for it is a spoiler by saying that it's not good, right? So that's the spoiler in itself. You're not spoiling the plot line, but you're spoiling part of the film by being like, well, don't expect something good from it. So even still, like, to say that, it's not fair. Yeah, you're setting an expectation for me to be like, yeah, like, it's not a spoiler, but it's not good. Like, that's still a spoiler in itself. Like, that's still unfair to do. Wonder Woman is Theo. I have no doubts that she is. I would just rather make up my own mind on the new Wonder Woman film. I'm not sure you're really understanding what the issue is though, Fruit. Like, it's quite neutral to be like, woo, yeah, you like it. Like, then to be like, oh, you don't like it. I don't really understand how you don't understand. Like, that's not fun to do. Are they doing a movie with She-Hulk, or are they doing a TV show? I'm not sure. And yeah, exactly, Mug. Like, because there's like, oh, you know, like, yeah, it's much safer to be more neutral about it. Like, I liked it. They said there's talks of a live-action movie, but it's been cast for something. A lady's been cast, but is the lady who's been cast for the live-action, or is it for a TV show? Oh, just shut up, will you? I can't get on HBO Max. I was trying really hard yesterday. I was trying for like an hour to sort out the signing up thing in different ways. But it was really odd. It was like, all the instructions online was like, yes, and then you just do this, and then it's there, but like it wouldn't. I was facing like things on there that just weren't listed, and to me that was like, that's really bizarre, because I don't understand why it wouldn't have been listed, or it was a bit like some steps have been missed. Whereas I was trying to access it from a different app store on a phone and like connect it to PayPal, and it was like, it won't mind if you do it through PayPal. So I was trying to do it through PayPal, but then it recognized that my PayPal wasn't American, which to me is pretty obvious. As like, that's like an obvious issue that was going to happen. And a prepaid credit. Yeah, exactly, Muggsy. Like, that's what I was trying to... And it was basically, like, you have to have... And I tried to... And I was a bit frustrated because I tried to use my travel card. No, it's through HBO Max. I tried to use my travel card. I have one of those Revolut cards, which you use, like, when you go on away and, like, etc. But it wouldn't... It's just I just don't understand. I don't need a fourth at the minute. Yeah, I mean, it's fair enough. I was only going to pay for it for 1 month to get Wonder Woman. That's all I want. I just wanted to watch it. Because my mum's a massive Wonder Woman fan, so I wanted to watch it with her. So that's why I was like, for goodness sake, like... You're having, yeah, HBO Max is a US only thing, which to me I was a bit like, okay, but the whole world wants to see Wonder Woman. Like, not obviously like everybody on the planet, but I was like, a lot of people want to see Wonder Woman, so I was like, why would you? Yeah, I couldn't get access to it. I was trying for ages. But you have to have a US-based payment service, like a US-based credit card, a US-based PayPal, something that's based in the US. Have my prints displayed on the fridge? No. She has a couple of she has some stickers and my business cards. Which I guess they're like mini prints. Thank you, Joe, for the host, my lovely. How are you doing today? Hi, Grizz. How are you? So yeah, I don't know what was going on. I really wanted to put it on for my mum, but yeah, I don't know. And the thing that really baffled me was I don't know why they would make it US only. I was a bit like, okay. I'm good, thank you so much for asking. I wish Disney Plus had prepaid cards for 3 months and a gift for a full year. I don't know anything about Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus either. Wait, I have Amazon Prime because a lot of the time I need things quite fast, especially with like fast turnaround times if I'm doing like makeup looks for companies and stuff. And so with that we get Amazon Prime for the movies, but honestly a lot of them are pretty poor. And I have been sharing one of my old friends' Netflixes for ages. But I kind of feel like, I'm not really but one of those people who likes watching a lot of TV series. So for me, I find Netflix to be a bit like, it's a bit crap, in my opinion, unless you watch TV series. And I'm not really a big TV series person. No, J-Love, I don't like... I prefer to kind of keep a lot of other people away from it, to be honest. For, like, their privacy reasons. Yeah, exactly, Lurky. Like, I've just got, like, the weird... I've got, like, a load of weird stuff on there. I don't know why it's... You can't sit and watch it. Oh, because to you it feels shorter, which is fair enough. It's honestly, it feels kind of rare that I also watch movies. Which is why I was kind of liking like this like mini break, because I was able to watch a few things. Although Ghost just kind of keeps watching things he's already seen, which baffles me every time, but whatever. Happy holidays, Joe. How are you doing? Sharknado, yeah. I've got like, it's like, no, Mr. Mean, it's like, what, shark versus mega crocodile and stuff. It's a real cob of the rest. This one I'm going to be doing Jigsaw crossed with the Mad Hatter though. I made it through. Ooh, Miss Grayson, what colour would you like? Red, of course. Ooh. My time off work as well, that would be nice. I finished one of my books this which maybe I'll watch things already because I you know you won't be disappointed. Really? Oh, I just kind of feel like I'd like to watch something new. But I see a lot of films and I just don't really feel interested in them. It's almost like there's too much choice now. It's a scary movie. I'd quite like to watch Parasite, I think. I don't know anything about it, but I'd like to watch it. So we're anxious about picking something new. Yeah, well, I worry about investing time in something that I can't, A, I can't get the time back, and B, that I will just end up hating, and then I'll just be like, oh, okay, well, I wish I didn't even bother. You like Parasite? I'm looking forward to watching it. I've heard good things too. Yeah, so I finished my book. Oh, and also last night I decided to just like stay up and read, and I finished a book that I was reading, and it left it on a cliffhanger. I don't do cliffhangers very well, so I was a bit frustrated. However, so I distracted myself by finding another book to read immediately, and I'm reading another self-help book, which is kind of like, it's not necessarily motivating, but I wouldn't say it was the best self-help book that it's called like Un-F Yourself, without, you know, like an actual F-bomb. And I was a bit like, well, because it's like, oh yeah, he's so brutally honest. But I kind of feel like he's not really brutally honest enough. I just didn't really feel like I was being... It's kind of talking about how you should have more positive thoughts about things, but the way I see it is like, yes, but just because you've got positive thoughts about something doesn't mean like it's gonna solve your debt, you know? Book on your door. Really? No way, Miss Grayson, no way. Had they actually read it though? You have to wait a few more years for Wonder Woman 3, but there's loads of stuff coming out in the meantime, though. Yeah, I can't get hold of HBO Max here. It's so awkward that you have to have like a US-based card. Because I was really like, oh yeah, I'll get it, and then I'll put it on for Disney, and I was like, I was trying to sort it out yesterday. It was such a nightmare, to be honest. It was a bloody nightmare trying to get it. I didn't manage to get a hold of it in the end. I haven't read it, it's just sitting there. What, still on the doorstep? That's really interesting though, because like one of the whole things is like, just, it's more like changing your mindset about, it gives an example of things like toxic relationships, etc., but it's kind of like, the mindset is very much like you should change, like, oh, I should, and I wish I would, to, oh, what are you actually willing to do? Which I thought was interesting, you know, like, what are you willing to change? Because a lot of the time, and this is something that I read from a different book, because I kind of feel like the one I'm reading now is it's alright, like, I'm halfway through it and I started it yesterday. It's really short. It kind of feels a bit like, I don't really feel like he's very good at writing. Thank you so much, Pablo. I feel like I'm getting pretty faster. I feel like I'm getting a bit quicker at some stuff that I'm doing, which I'm pretty happy with. Speed painting. Hi, Dawn. How are you? I think the only one I've ever read is the spiritual one I told you about last time. I think you mentioned that one to me before. I like the ones which try and like alter how you perceive and like see situations, because I think they're quite interesting. But I just don't think this one's very good, to be honest with you. I'm kind of like, I'm reading it, but I don't think I'll read the next. The reason why I'm reading it is because I thought the sequel sounded interesting, and it was like recommended on Books for Me, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'll give it a go. But from what I got from another book is kind of what this book's trying to tell me, but in more of a waffle, which is you should just honestly stop hoping for things to get better and actually try and do something about a situation. Instead of being like, oh, I've accepted that this situation's bad and my life is bad, and then you're just like, but I hope it gets better. Like, what are you actually doing to make it better? Because a lot of the time people hope for something to change, but they don't actually go out of their way to try and make a difference, to try and change something. They just always hope that one day something will change, but you've kind of got to see what you can change in the situation you're in. Sometimes you can't really change much, but it's trying to go, instead of being like, oh, you know, like, I just hope, I hope it's going to change, you know, instead of being like, you know what, like, I need to try and figure out a way to do this, so like maybe this opportunity comes up and then I'm going to do this, and which I think is really interesting. Willing to change, hopefully you're gonna do it. Am I starting a new trend, lol? Speed painting? I don't think so. I think I've just been getting a lot faster recently. Which is it's pretty cool, because that means like maybe I can do more complex paints in the future, because then I'll know what I can do quickly and what I can't, I guess. See, Mindhunters, but reading about the FBI agent and starting to profile tactics on serial killers. Really? I haven't really looked into it. I haven't looked into anything like that. I've been looking into things like, you know, like changing your mindset. Because I think a lot of the self-help books are interesting because it can help to give you more of a perspective on like maybe something that you're doing and you don't realize what you're doing is subconsciously... what's the word I'm looking for? Sabotaging yourself, you know? And so I like reading them to try and improve myself. But this guy, I just don't think he's very good. He's kind of like, yes, it's the Scottish in me that makes this aggressive. But I'm kind of like, I'm reading it and I just don't feel like it's that aggressive at all. Twizzle, thank you so much. 6 month Rooskies. Thank you so much, my lovely. Oh, it didn't stick. Thank you. Metal. That's why I decided to go back to college. I wasn't happy in my career. Then I realised. Exactly, Dusty, exactly. Hi, Narosa. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? Do you have any recommendations for self-help books? There's The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. I quite liked that one a lot. Then the one afterwards wasn't very good. I wouldn't read, like, it's called Everything is Effed, and I just kind of feel like it wasn't that good. The Four Agreements I really liked. I really liked it, but it's a bit exhausting to read. I like it. It's quite short, but I'm really close to the end. I haven't gotten right to the end yet of that one. basically, what I've learned from self-help books is get a grip. Like, get a grip of yourself. Stop pitying yourself the whole time and actually do something about it. Because that's kind of what we do a lot. It's like, oh, poor me, woe is me. Oh, everything's really hard for me. It's different for me. And it's like, well, it's not. Like, a lot of people have very similar issues, but they've managed to sort it out. But we always feel like, I'm such a special case. Like, my problems are so unique. And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't mean it's not unsolvable. And we make excuses for ourselves all the time, being like, oh, poor me. Oh, this life is so hard. And it's like, just get a grip. It's basically what I've read in most of my self-help books. It's like, just get a grip of yourself. Like, shut up. Which is one of the things is that I quite like it, because it means I've got more. I feel like since I've read these books, I feel like I'm a bit more like, oh, like, do you hate that saying? I like the saying. I feel like I've been a lot more like level-headed since I've read them, because I used to be like, oh, but everything, my problems, like, they're so hard. It's not, like, yeah, just like, it's not them, it's you. It's basically another thing. It's like, you're part of the problems. You are part of the problem. Like, whether you like it or not. And it's like, talking, a lot of them are basically like, you're looking at blame culture a lot, but also look at the problems within yourself. Like, if you're really honest with yourself, you can find that there's a lot of issues in there. And it's things like, sometimes different types of people deal with certain problems differently. One of them being victimizing themselves, like, oh, he did this to me, and it's not fair because I only did this and I'm the victim in the situation. And like, sometimes, yeah, you can be a victim in a situation, but like, when it happens consistently, sometimes it's a bit like, okay, but the recurring theme here is, for some reason, you know what I mean? And like, why is it that you can never be wrong? And it's interesting because when you read these certain things, sometimes you can see it from like past failed friendships, past relationships, that sometimes you couldn't necessarily put a finger on as to why it didn't work out, or as to why you got so frustrated. And that's one of the reasons why I quite like them, because I'm like, oh, you know, like, I think that really was one of the reasons, like, that I just couldn't deal with anymore. And sometimes people just are really mean. Like, sometimes some people are just really horrible. But one of the things that one of the key things I've learned from these books is you can't control the situations that happen to you. No, but you will always be able to control how you react to it. And that's on you. You are responsible for how you react to a situation. Yeah, that's the one that it's called that, Pavlova. I quite like, that's my favourite one so far. I felt like that was the most grounding one. Life gets better, exactly, yeah. Narcissism is a huge one. And also, I kind of feel like life's a bit easier when you just stop caring about a lot of things. Like, and one thing that mentally helps me is if something happens, you really have to, because you're really clouded when you're in a situation, because you're like, oh, like, I don't know, like, this isn't fair, why is this happening? But kind of like take yourself really far back out of the situation, like no emotions, nothing. And what I like to do is be like, is this going to matter in a year's time? Is this situation that important that in a year's time it's going to be a problem? If yes, then it's something that you need to like really seriously deal with. If it's not, then I'm just like, it doesn't matter. Someone with a mental... Oh, really? Okay. Oh, so there's more like a personal reason. Yeah. For me, it's more like I see it. I like the way that it's kind of like, you know, like... I think a lot of the time I can be quite... I think I used to be quite like floaty and like, oh, woe is me. And I hadn't really gotten a grip on reality for myself and been like, yeah, I'm just making it worse for myself for seemingly no reason whatsoever. So then I have to do that. I had to cut him off when I started noticing a lot of the trauma was coming from being raised. But it was really terrible. I've actually known somebody who's been raised by really narcissistic parents. And it's really, really interesting, like, to see how it's made life a lot difficult for their child. Hey, Kat, how are you doing? Like, my friend was talking to me about it and she was like, yeah. And then when she was saying, I was like, that's really fascinating that, like, that led to that, which led to that, which led to this, which led to that, you know? No worries, Pavlova. But yeah, like, it's... You have every right to be like, you know? But what I like about what I've learned is, like, you're responsible for how you react to certain situations. Which is so true, like, something bad can happen, but how you reacted to it is, like, the important thing. Were planted by my mother. So one of the things in the forgive me. Why so serious? Thank you so much again. Thank you for 7 months. What a number. Thank you so much, my lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll do my best to handle this. It's going to be Jigsaw like Mad Hatter based. So hopefully a little bit less scary or worse. We'll see. We'll see. I'm really sorry, Miss McGrim. My mind went back. The 4 agreements, and it was talking about how one of the things is like one of the rules in life which you should follow is one that I've completely forgotten is like be. It was like true to your word or something. It was talking about like anyway. But the idea was that when you're mean to somebody, as an example, say when I was younger, somebody said something to me like, oh, you're too tall, it makes you unattractive, right? Then it's the equivalent of a bad spell. So then if I agree with what they've said and I let it fester and like be an insecurity of mine, I'm put under this spell that I'm convinced that I'm not attractive because I'm too tall. And it becomes like an insecurity. It becomes something which festers and it stays in there, and then that's something that's been planted there. And like it's so difficult to lift this bad spell from somebody. It's like really dark magic because it stays in their head, right? Because it plays on insecurities. And so before, like, you could be like, I mean, I didn't know that, like, me not being tall or whatever was going to be unattractive. And then you can worry about being unattractive. And then it, like, festers and festers. And it's really hard to lift that spell for people. So one of the things is, like, to be impeccable with your word is, like, don't say certain things which can then, therefore, become insecurities to people. Because it's really, really awful. Yeah, we're so messed up. Yeah, exactly. Like super impressionable, which is one of the things like I find really fascinating with like social media, is that a lot of the audience, I feel like they can be quite impressionable, and I don't necessarily always think that some influencers and people who have large followings, even if they're not necessarily like an influencer, even if they've just got a large following, sometimes I feel like they're not necessarily realizing like how impressionable some of their audience can be, which I also think is like like, I mean, you know, like which is one of the things that I'm always like, oh. But you turned out okay. I'm pleased. Like, I'm pleased that you know, like, it obviously hadn't affected you too much in a certain way. So yeah, it's a really interesting one. I quite like self-help books for letting me see things from a different perspective. I agree, Miss Grayson. I feel like being on social media it's easy to forget that a lot of the things that you're seeing are somebody's highlight, like life's highlight reel. It's baffling to me. Oh, sorry, Mr. I can read that one, but I'm not going to let it through for all the awesome odd reasons. But yeah, like it's awful. That's it, yeah. So yeah, I'm just not for that reason. But yeah, it's just like, okay. Yeah, it's fine. Thanks for understanding. But yeah, it's just so, it's wild. Have you seen, I watched The Social Dilemma the other week. I think it was last week I watched it, and that was really interesting because it kind of confirmed something that I thought, which was a lot of social media now is kind of a way to push advertising. And you know what really I found really interesting? I asked on Instagram because I was genuinely interested in like what people thought about I asked on Twitter what people thought about Instagram because I was like doing a poll, and I was like, I genuinely feel like X, Y, and Z. I don't like Instagram. I think Instagram sucks. And the reason why I think Instagram sucks is because they don't really pay attention to what you're trying to do. It is like, the point of Instagram is to post content for free, right? And they make it hard for you to post content. They don't listen to users' feedback. Everything is very much about the advertising. And one of the comments that I got was really interesting from someone who said, I don't like Instagram because I'm being pushed adverts. And so I was like, I'm really interested in this. So then I asked, like, what do you mean by the adverts? Do you mean like the influencers? So from my perspective, obviously, when I get a job and then it's posted as an ad, it's good because then you guys know I've been paid to do something, so I've got a job. So to me, I'm like, woo, like, got some work, right? But then when someone said, I think it's the influencers, obviously I was like, oh, like that's really sad because to me it's really awesome if I get work, because I get, you know, I get paid for doing like the makeup looks and stuff and for doing something on social media, and that's really good because this is basically my job. And then somebody said to me that they've figured out the pattern at which Instagram pushes adverts on their newsfeed, which is, mine is 3 posts and then an advert, so it goes post advert, post advert, post advert. And I'd never noticed that before, so now all I can see, now I really notice it. Like, Megan's was post advert, post advert. It was 2, and mine sometimes changes between 3 and 4 on different days. But then I was like, this makes it really then difficult, because if you're being shown, like, try and see this from my perspective, of being somebody who's an artist who gets paid to do stuff on social media, right? Not all the time, but sometimes. So if you see it from the perspective from me, which is, I'm really happy I managed to get this job with this company, and I'm happy that I'm able to do this, and I hope my followers know, like, oh, that's awesome that I got this work, because it means I'm being paid for the art that I'm doing, right? So that's good. But then what's happening is you're then getting adverts from something that's been pushed, like, I don't know, new hoodies out, to then my advert, which is me making a post about how I'm excited that I've partnered up with this hair company that sell makeup, and I've used the makeup to do a makeup look. So then you're getting advert, post, advert. So then I'm adding to this sheer absolute influx of adverts for you, to the point where you just see me as an advert, which is not what I want. Obviously, because I want you guys to be like, oh, nice, like, Mel got some work with a company, really happy companies are noticing her, and, you know, like, she's getting work. But that's the opposite is happening, because Instagram pushes so many adverts at us all, that I'm just now one of the sheer buttload of adverts that get pushed at you. So obviously for me, I'm like, oh, well, great. I made an Instagram account and it got hacked very shortly after I made content because of it, so they never responded. Great service on their part. Mel is advert. It's crazy, isn't it, Captain? Like, they just don't. Thank you so much, Fun. They just don't help. They don't help creators at all. Like, I just feel it makes me feel like their team of, like, support is one person. Like, that's how I feel the team is. Are you sure you aren't talking about Twitch? I mean, like, that's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, they're all kind of, like, pushing adverts. We all get used. But, like, I find it sad then, because I'm like, well, I'd obviously always hope that if I got sponsored by something, like, you guys would be like, Mel got some work, that's awesome. I'm happy companies are noticing her, like, you know, she's getting paid for this. But because you're being pushed so many adverts, it almost is like, oh. And I you know, obviously I would hope that you guys would be happy if I got some work in, but it then is therefore like, oh, okay. Yeah, I know it's Shaman's, but like, because Facebook bought Instagram, it's been bad since that's happened, but it's the same. It's just all adverts. Aw, thank you so much, Fun Size. About Instagram, but none of my posts look like advertising. I get happy every time I see a post from you. Oh, thank you, Fridge Break. No, the ones recently haven't been advertising, but you'll see sometimes a company's paid me to post something on Instagram. But if you close your eyes and look away, the ad will pause, so it literally makes you watch it. Really? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Black Mirror. You don't follow social media. I don't blame you. I think it depends on the person too, because I know that you are more than likely to only advertise something that you believe in rather than just anything. Yeah. That makes me happy, Dusty. Makes me happy that you know that you know I'm not gonna be like, ooh, yeah, you know. Anyway, Instagram sucks. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I don't think that you need to worry at all. I'm not necessarily too worried about Instagram right now. Because I don't really get a lot of paid work for Instagram. I get a few bits and bobs, which I'm happy with when I get. I wonder if it's going to get worse is my worry at the moment. Like, did everyone have a nice Christmas? I did, thank you. Just spent some time with my family. I feel lucky that I was able to, because I've been here for a while and I know not everybody was able to do that, so just wanted to try and make the most of it. I hate that Twitter added fleets. I don't understand why. To me, that was one of the most pointless things they could have added. I'm honestly baffled. I'm baffled that they did that. That was such an interesting move, and I am baffled. Oh, really, Twizzle? Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why Twitter did that. It was kind of almost like FOMO. Fear of clowns is bad, but fear of missing out is worse. Remember that. Oh, you're right. Nightbot's still drunk. Nightbot's always drunk. They want us to use the app longer. Yes. Yes, they do. Today, Today I didn't turn my phone on for a long time. It ran out of battery and I was like, meh. Like, I'm just going to leave it. And then anyway, I came back and I should have read an email. I was like, oh. This is wrong bad! I was like, whoops, never mind. Chaplain, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, my lovely. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to... I know this sounds ridiculous because we did it, but I'm gonna have to like get more white tack again. I don't know how I always run out. There we go. Thank you so much, my lovely. Always go with the clowns. Yes. General rule. Oh, you can see the contrast a bit more. Okay. Let's paint this part, and then I'm going to stick in the contacts, because I think it will look cool. Toasty did eat the onion and the garlic, guys. I forgot to tell you. I have video footage of Toasty eating an onion like an apple and just eating a whole garlic. Toasty did it today. I believe it was either today or yesterday, but I think it was today. It was a tiny red onion though. It was gross. I'm actually surprised, like... Solid work there, Toasty. I do that for normal meals. My grandma would willingly eat red onions. Really? You know what? Out of all... I actually really can't stand raw red onions. Like, they're so fragrant and potent. He is a super duper trooper. Anyway, he was trying to figure out how to get rid of the taste in his mouth, which is now lingering. And he's settled on onion rings, as far as I'm concerned. Aware, rather. An onion? What? Mug, that is nuts. Do you want to play a game? Smash Brothers on the Switch, to be specific. Welcome to hell. We play Mario Kart. Red cabbage. Oh, you like the red cabbage. I don't like red onions. I feel like it's when they're raw, like in a salad. I'm like, guys, I know it sounds really stupid, but I'm really proud of that noise because I feel like I sound like one of the Dead Island zombies. Chaplain, thank you so much for gifting to Kumu, to Nice, to... Sorry, everything's split. To Ancient, to Noctu Vita, and to Fran. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's really kind of you. Thank you, guys. Check your emotes. Thank you so much, Chaplain. Thank you for gifting. Oh, my God. One... 2, 3, 4, 5. Chaplain, thank you so much. Mel is a zombie. I am. Thank you. That's really, really kind. And I really do appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Bye, shamans! Do I wet the brush? No. No. I just go straight in. Hi, Abulis. This is a Halloween stream. No, but it's kind of always Halloweeny here, isn't it? Do I want to add another line here? I'm wondering. I think I might as well. As pigmented as I liked, it was probably the palette. Do you know what palette you were using, Miss Grayson? Urban Decay, I believe. Which one? Green Toasty? I would have to check. Oh, okay, fair. Oh, wait. Could you describe it? I think I prefer that. I'm just gonna get it. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you get up. And look, stop it, you. Toasty, I was reading the Kimmy book, but I think the translation isn't very good. I don't think the translation is the best, and I read online that some of the translations from Finnish into the English version of the book aren't very good either. So I've temporarily given up. Because it's kind of written very much like... Yes! I don't think it's written... I think the translation of... Because the translation of it is very much like... Written as if he is being idolized by the writer. And I'm kind of like... I mean... you can't translate... Yeah. It's really difficult to kind of be like, okay. So... I'm hoping soon that I can... I've taken a break from it. I'm hoping soon I can just read it to get to a part where it's going to be more so just story-based stuff about him. Like, I just want to know things about him. But it's written, like, describing him as if he's like an absolute hero. Your language is bad. Yeah, probably. It's describing him like he's the hero of Finland, which maybe he is. I haven't got a problem with that. But... But it's written like he is. Yeah, I think it's because it's written very much like he goes from being professional Formula One driver to father figure in less than a second, but nods at me in a way which says, "Keep asking me questions. I'm here." And I'm like... Like, I mean, you could just be like, you know, plays cars with his son while we ask questions. That's literally how it is. Really? Okay, then I just don't like the style of it then. And I'm reading it, and I think the thing is I get really tired of certain writing styles, and I'm like, I get it. Do you? Okay, I'm just insulting you. I'm sorry, Toasty. You can spit the onion back out. I'll take it back. I take the onions back. Yeah, I was like, I think it's written in a way that's too idolized for me. I'm kind of like, okay. Okay, back. Sorry, no worries, Miss Grace. No, sorry I had to make you get up. Yes. Did you find out which one it was? It was BH Cosmetics. Right, yeah. Hang on, yeah. 3rd edition. Yeah. So, okay. So what you'll find with this one, Miss Grayson, is it's just not very pigmented, but also, did you find it was like, it's like the eyeshadow is too hard pressed that you can hardly pick it up? Yeah? That it's pressed so hard that you're like scraping at it to try and get any, yeah, it's too hard pressed. If I can recommend an eyeshadow for you, I had to like, yeah, you almost want to like scratch the top layer off to even get anything, right? I used to have this palette, I threw it in the bin. I couldn't deal with it. I got really peed off with it. Yes, so I can recommend. I do actually really. I'm actually sad that I'm nearly out of this. Are you based in the US, Miss Grayson? I believe you are you not? Can you get hold of this one? It's by Makeup Obsession, which is owned by Makeup Revolution, I believe. Yeah, Revolution Beauty. It's the Kaleidoscope Dreams one. Can you see if you can get hold of this one? Because as an example, okay, like, okay, I'm going to do this for demonstration purposes, okay? Everyone can calm down. Something that's not, this is loose pressed, which means it's been pressed down, but not like it's not been like squeezed throughout all of eternity. You can see if I'm trying to find a colour that I don't use very much. I mean, obviously this one I don't use very much. I've stained it, but whatever. Like, I can do this. I can like grab it and you can see I've got loads of pigment there. Equally, I can just go over it lightly. I've still got some pigment there. This is a loose pressed palette, but that one it's too hard pressed. You can't grab anything. You can't even really use it for makeup. Honestly, that palette, I've had it before. It's just a bit, right? It's just crap. Yeah, it's just a crap palette, to be honest with you. I'm sorry that if I'd known, I would have averted you away from buying that one. A free demo, yeah. It's like this is all loose pressed, right? So it's like you can pick it up and it's there immediately. The one that you're using, it's too hard pressed. You can't use it. Like those ones are just crap palettes. They're just not very good. Thank you so much, Ryan. How are you? It was given to me, so it's fine. Oh, okay, yeah. If you want to buy one, I recommend something like that. Which is why it's usually good to kind of play around with the palettes if you can swatch them. This one, yeah, it's too hard pressed. You can't do anything with it. It's just crap. I have had it before, and I think it sucks. Quite frankly, I just think it's yeah, not good. Need help getting off your product endorsement box, Mel? Me? Maybe. I do really like it. I need to buy another one because, I mean, as you can see, I've gone through a lot of it. Jigsaw and Grinch mashup. I think maybe it's a bit late for that one. I'm going to do it. Might have to be next year. On small chest pieces instead of full torso paints. Yeah, you'll find that palette's not good. It's pressed too hard. What will happen is, after a while, you'll be able to like see it in photos, and you can be like, in the same way, like I can look at that photo and be like, yeah, no, it's too hard pressed. Don't use that one. It's just like experience, etc. But I like that one, and I also really like the Beauty Bay, the Beauty Bay matte palettes, those ones which are just owned by Beauty Bay, they're pretty good as well. They have like one or two colours which I think are a bit like, but you get 42 in the palette for like 20 quid, so it's fine, and those ones, it's not a problem. But the ones which are a bit like, what I did was I kind of like scratched the surface off and then I started using them, so it's fine. I recommend either that one or this Beauty Bay palette. I like to use like cheaper palettes now, to be honest. I used to just only be like, we're gonna buy like premium makeup. Like, do you even know, like, premium makeup's just the best. I'm only ever using premium makeup from now on. And honestly, I can't believe that I was ever so stuck up like that, because it's just stupid of me to be. Do you recommend any characters I can start off with that aren't too complicated? I feel like that's a struggle, not knowing what character to choose. That's not so hard. So what kind of stuff are you looking to learn? What kind of stuff are you looking to, what kind of stuff are you interested in? Like, are you interested in things like Disney? Are you interested in horror? And what kind of stuff are you willing to learn? Did I say willing to learn? Like, I mean, like, what stuff are you wanting to? Sorry, I worded that wrong. 7. 7 only. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Meg complains that she doesn't understand how I can paint quite quickly, which is faffing. Horror, superheroes, I love the way you follow the clothes, but I'm such a novice. Okay, so for things like horror, okay, so if you want to do things like horror, what I can recommend is that you put your own like makeup-y spin on certain things. Because, as an example, if you're gonna do Jigsaw, if you really wanted Jigsaw to look pretty disgusting, you'd have to start making like bits of masks, etc. If you wanted Pennywise to look more like the one from the film, again, there's like more SFX involved, which I just kind of feel like is a bit like that's too far down the line so far. Because then you get things like ball caps and whatever. We're not interested in that right now. What you could do is like more glamorized versions of these characters. So as an example, like I've done this version. If I did Jigsaw, when I have done Jigsaw, I've put almost like a glamorized version of them, because otherwise you're wanting to like put the jaw like on, etc. So go with that intention. Don't go with the intention of making it look exactly the same. The thing with doing a lot of horror icons that you'll find, which is why I recommend trying to put your own spin on them, is Mike Myers, he actually wears a mask to make your face look loose. I don't even recommend it. Like, it's just not really a thing. Like, what are you going to do when you get to the hairline? Palette reduced, posterized looks. You know when I did Domino, I actually did that with a limited colour palette. With white, blue, and black, I think. So try go for a more glamorized version of horror icons. With those, you'll then start practicing things like the clothes. Like, they'll come in with it as well. So feel like Jigsaw, he has a small bow. Obviously, I'm playing around with the characters today. It's a small bow. But go for those kind of characters. They'll also teach you to do, like, better bases. And sometimes, if I'm really honest with you, you can spend forever panicking about the white base that you've got on before you do all of this. This white base was not even when I put the makeup, before I put the makeup on. It looks more even now because I've put more stuff on. But realistically, it wasn't perfect. Sometimes it's not that noticeable, but you can set yourself up for like almost having a bad paint by like overworking that. I don't know how to explain it, but I did Cyclops paint. I didn't look bad, but it looked so flat. Like I didn't know where to put shading and whatnot. So what I'm going to recommend there is that might come from your reference photos. So Cyclops can look really, really sick with flat shading. But I imagine you want it to look like clothes, right? As an example, this is my friend, where is he? It's always put white on first, sometimes. Where's my friend? Aww, Marty. Okay, this is one of my friends. So he did Cyclops as well. Flat shading can look bomb, right? But obviously you can see this is a very different style. Like, he's gone with flat shading and like gone with it, you know, like he's real, like, that's where his focus is flat shading. Bye, Mr. Mina, no worries. And so the trick is to do, if you're gonna be doing something with really bright highlights, etc. I thought he was a drawing. Isn't he amazing? Oh my god, I love Marty so much. He's amazing. I love him. I'm really good friends with him. He's incredible. He doesn't really do too many flat pieces like that, but I loved it when he was doing flat pieces. That's how I discovered him. Anyway, just me like getting happy for my friend because I really love Marty. You do want to work from the light colours down most of the time. I'm trying to find another example for you. Okay. Yeah, so flat can work. Like, flat can genuinely work, but it's almost like that has a different that almost has like a different skill to it. Sorry if I'm asking so many questions. Please don't worry about that at all. Like, that's what I'm here for. Because I feel like I don't know anything and stuff to start. That's honestly, don't worry about it. Like, this is what I'm here for. Okay, so Tokyo Ghoul, Kaneki Cam. Right, so when I did this paint, I put in all of the white first. Then when I put in the... you know what? You know what? I'll just show you right now. And it's just sitting there. Yeah. What you'll also have to do at one point is just start. And then kind of almost like, you know, just go for it. So as an example, I'm going to do a black suit anyway, so let's just go for it. So I'm going to do a black suit, and I'm thinking, you know what, this part would probably be white because there's going to be a highlight here. There's usually highlights on shoulders. Okay, and then this part's going to be white. I know this from experience, right? This is my experience coming through. I know this part's going to be white because like going to be lighter. I know this is going to have highlights on because light hits shoulders generally, unless you're doing an underglow, and I'm not doing an underglow today. So there's going to be white round here. This is all going to be white because it's going to be highlighted, so why wouldn't it be? Where else is there going to be white? Yeah, so here, the whites, so if you were just going to do face and chest, obviously, like, well, what you can also do sometimes is, like, just bring things up, like, no one's going to care. But you see the white on her shoulders? If you were going to mimic that, the white on her shoulders would go on first. Yeah, so you'd put the white on the shoulders or on the arm, around here, and then you'd start filling in the white everywhere else. It's harder. It's not impossible, but it's harder to get it to work if you were going to put white on last. And if you're going to put white on last, you're absolutely not setting yourself up for defeat. You're just making more work for yourself. But the white then will look different to how it's going to look in the beginning, because you then have to go in with something that's a lot more not blendable. Yeah? Will that go on first as well? Yes. So you work backwards. You always start with the light colours and then go further down. But then if you're but that's because you're using something like the cakes. If you're gonna go in later on and put the massive, you know how at the end I tend to just do like really bright white highlights. Those ones, it's a completely different substance. So that is a liquid, and the liquid sits on top. I can't blend liquids, whatever. I can't, like. Another one that you can do instead of buying a liquid body paint is you can use the NYX Jumbo White Pencil, the white body paint, so the white eyeliner pencils, and you can kind of use that to draw those in, and they're a bit more blendable as well. But these ones, it's going to give you a different, it's a lot harsher, so that's more like striking. That's the final, I like using those as the final touches, and you'll see K-Pike use those as final touches as well. But if I'm going to be doing something here, like this, And I'm like, you know what, like the edge of that, I know from experience that I'll need the edge to like sit atop because it's going to have shading underneath it. So I know full well that's going to be there. When I do this. Okay, I feel like I'm going to need a pencil to outline. That's easier for me. Oh, I use a lip pencil if that helps. Sorry, I didn't know what you were talking about just then. Okay, so then I'll go in, and this is generally how I would do it. Like, I'll go in and I'll put all the white highlights in first. I know full well that this is where I want all of the highlighting to be, right? I know, because from experience. But sometimes what you can do is you can look at the wrong reference photos. So if you almost look at what Marty did with the Superman paint, you can almost kind of guess that he probably was using comics or the animated series for reference photos for what he was doing. A really important thing, which I see a lot of people do wrong, is they use a reference photo and try and get a different style. And it's going to take a while before you can translate that into what you're doing. Because if you're looking at like where the, and you're like, well, I don't know where to put the fold lines in, you're gonna find it hard. So as an example, let me think. If you were gonna paint let's have a look at Spider-Woman. One of the things I like to do personally is I really like looking at statues, because I feel like the statues personally reflect, open image in new tab, sorry I can't do everything, reflect more of my style. I sold a cookie. Who'd you sell a cookie to? So only go off one photo? No. You want to go off certain types of photos. So if I'm going to paint Spider-Woman, I'm probably going to use a photo like that because I want mine to look like that. Whereas if I was to look at Spider-Woman in general, my style of body painting, here we go. Right, here we go. All right, here we go. Hopefully this explains it. It doesn't look like this. So when I was learning, I felt like I wanted to have more realistic looking clothes, and I didn't understand. Do I use statues for highlights as well? Yeah, I'll look at a statue sometimes and then I'll be like, that's what I want. So that style that I just showed you is similar to more of Adrenaline Brush, right? That's more Marty's style. But what I do is more similar to the statue. So pay attention to the kind of reference photos that you're using, because you're going to inadvertently start to imitate what you're choosing to look at for a reference photo. And through experience now, I can look at the flat photo of Spider-Woman and translate it, but that's only because I've done like 300 paints, right? Like that's it. Like I can be like, you know what? I know I'm going to put a fabric fold in here because I feel like it. It can be really tricky, and I do recommend trying out different styles when you're doing it, because don't put yourself in a corner, because that's what I have done before. I just be like, oh, I have to use this one, like that, blah, blah. And now I feel like I can do quite a plethora of different things, which I'm really happy about. It's great. But I do recommend paying attention to the kinds of reference photos that you're using, because if you're wanting to do like the clothes like I'm doing, this doesn't look anything like that, like the last Spider-Woman photo. Like it looks nothing like it. Whereas if I'm honest, I've done this bow without really copying anything, but it's only because I've done a lot of bows. So if I was gonna paint a bow, I would look up Jigsaw. I would look up maybe like Jigsaw bow. I'm also the person that gets through if it doesn't look right the first time, which is why I haven't done it in a while. That's honestly, and this is going to sound really harsh, that's something you're just going to have to get over. Because, and I don't know if this helps, but you're going to have to be like, I'm a beginner. It's not that I'm rubbish. No one's rubbish. It's just that I'm a beginner. So if I was going to look for a reference photo for Jigsaw's thing, I would look at that. I'd look at that and I'd be like, right, so where are the highlights and how is the shape built? And like, because I want mine to look like that, so I need to find a reference photo that looks like that. Whereas if I wanted it to look flat and like more like a comic, then I'd find one that looked like that and then I'd imitate it. So a lot of the time what I would also do is, if I'm looking at a reference photo and it's just not good enough, an example being when I was painting Gamora, I found it really difficult to translate the muscles on the arms because she's got arm muscle, but I was looking at a movie version which they've sprayed her green, right? But I wanted to know how to paint her, how to paint the muscles on. So instead, I looked at photos of She-Hulk so I could find the arms because it's green, and I wanted to figure that out. So you kind of like, okay, so I want to paint the suit, but the suit I'm looking at isn't in the style that I want. I need to find one that's in the style I want. Who can I look for? Zatanna's got the style. I'll look at Zatanna because Zatanna wears the suits, and she has like a blazer, and I want to look at how they've shaded that, and I'll find a reference photo of her, and I'll just copy the suit for what I'm doing. So it's a lot of like certain reference photos for certain things. And that's what I used to do. The first time I painted Jigsaw, which comes up here every so often, I used Zatanna's suit as the reference photo to paint Jigsaw in the style I was doing. Are there any particular brushes I need or are any going to work? I wouldn't say any would work, but don't fall into the trap of buying specifically body paint brushes, because that's just, you really just don't need body paint brushes, honestly. I just use makeup brushes, but I tend to use a lot of very large makeup brushes. I'll use like big. I like using really big things because if I'm going to cover a lot of space, then I want something to be big. Like I'm not going to paint something small. I want the big brush to just cover it. It's such a waste of time to go in, and unless you haven't got any brushes, yeah, absolutely fine to use paint brushes. It's such a waste of time to go in with a small brush and then try and paint the whole thing. Like, you're going to end up with 30 million brush strokes. You're just going to have a bad time. It's not fun. You want it, like, what's the point? In my opinion, I just don't see the point in doing it. Okay, so here's a black. Okay, so then for the white highlights, so you can see obviously I've put all the white on already. You just basically don't want to keep trying to layer it and etc. If I'm gonna, let's just start here on the arm. If I want this arm to be a black suit, right, I'm gonna start painting this. And where I've got most of the paint already loaded on the brush, I'm gonna focus that on the areas that I want to be quite dark. And then as I come to here, I'm gonna start like buffering it in. Like this. And I know I don't want it to be like pure white, so then I'll go in really lightly. I've hardly got any paint left on this brush now, black paint. So then I'll go in and I'll slowly like work this in, you know. I'll work that in there. And then if I wanted to, I can go back in here and be like, do, 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 do. And it's so light. I haven't put any extra paint on the brush. All right. So that's how I would get that to have some shading in. Now, if I want, now I personally do anyway, this part to be darker. I want this to be more black around there. So I'll focus the paint there to make that part a lot darker, because I want, you know, I want it to be a black suit, not a grey suit. So I'll just carry on. Like, and this is fine. You just slowly go over it because I know I'm going to buff this part out anyway. And then the brush pressure here is so light. Like, I'm not even... So you see what I mean with the, like, you go in with the white first, and that will give you the soft highlight. Honestly, a lot of the time as well, it's going to depend on formulas. Some body paints are better at blending than other ones. Other ones are really awesome at just being there. Like, bang, that's blue. Like, it's blue. There's not much else you can do about it. That part's blue. Like, it doesn't want to blend out. And that, as an example, would be like the Mayron's Edge palette. You can do that as a straight paint. I personally would make a headpiece for it because to me it sits off the face. But there's no reason why you couldn't just like draw that in. There's no reason why. I don't know if that was helpful, Miss Greason. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining it well. Yeah, so Mayron Paradise paints, they're creamy, they blend well together. That's fine, that's not a problem. So they will blend together. You must know that every body paint will crack if you put too many layers on. I'm learning a lot. That's good. No, that makes me happy. That's fine. Good. So again, here I'm putting as much like... I'm putting the most of the paint on here. Cool. And then by the time I get here, I don't really have that much paint left on the brush. Look, you can see I don't really have much. So then I'm almost just like almost like buffering this together, being like do. Like I want this part to be lighter. I don't want it to be white. If I wanted it to be white, what I would have done is I would have blended it up until like there and then had the blend go further in. So then this grey part would be here and then this part would be black and then I just would that would be left alone. It would take a little bit more work. Yeah. When I'm using you want to make sure that the body paint is dry if you're going to be doing it, because if you I don't like the wet eyeshadow thing. I don't know, to me it screws up the eyeshadow in the palette. Some people really swear by it, but I mean, to me, it just screws up the eyeshadow in the palette, and I just can't stand it personally. It just annoys me. What else? Anything you should watch out for? I'd probably just say just make sure it's dry, really. Yeah, I pretty much use eyeshadow for shading. Obviously here you can see I'm not using eyeshadow, but I will be using it in a minute for some other parts of it. But mostly I like eyeshadow because it gives me a softer style of shading, and I personally like soft shading for me. You can see that's going to be a stylistic choice for yourself. My style of shading is soft blended, right? But if you were to, and this is what okay. I've never understood why people like compare body painters against each other, especially on Twitch. I think it's just like there's not too many of them, because you wouldn't necessarily compare two traditional artists together. It's a personal bother of mine when I see people like pit me against other people, like, oh, you're X, Y, and Z better than another. No, like, and the example I'll give you is if you look at the way Kay Pike paints, yeah, exactly, everyone's got a different style of painting, the same way they have a different style of other things. It really bothers me, and it's like, just stop it. Like, it's really not. Also, I'm not really a competitive person, so I'm kind of like, what are you doing? I just think it's quite rude. Anyway, if you see how Kay Pike paints, she doesn't do soft blended. She does like bang, colour here, colour here, colour here. I don't know how. Exactly, Mug. Like, it's two people can do the same character in different ways. They don't have completely different, like, vision of it, right? Yeah, exactly. They're loud, they're bright. She sees colours in them that, like, I feel like I've never seen in my life. I don't know how she does it. I think she's incredible. Like, her eye for colour is incredible. But we both do body painting, but hers is probably a bit more like that, really. It's like bright, loud colour. Green here. I didn't even think green would work in this paint, but whatever, green's working now. It's like incredible. Mine is just, it's a lot more softly blended. So we can do the same character, it's just it would look different. Yeah, she's amazing. I love Kay so much. I had the absolute pleasure of meeting her last year. I'm so happy. She's lovely. She's the one who brought me to this platform, to be honest. Anyway, so has changed. Yeah, it's changed over time, and so will yours. It will change. In the beginning, I had a style which was probably more similar to Kay's, and I've just slowly just been playing and playing and playing and playing and playing and playing until I got to this point. How you doing, K-Dog? Thank you so much, you boy. So don't rule out certain styles as well. Like, definitely go for it. If you like my style and you want to, like, imitate it and you want to, like, copy. Because also, if you're going to imitate what I've done and copy it, I mean, obviously, like, tag me, etc. But, like, it's going to teach you how to do it. I want to see where you start. Yes. Well, no. Hang on. Almost. If you go in the Discord... I don't think I removed it. Where's my Discord? Okay, I've got a channel which is called Everyone Starts Somewhere, which I tried to make so only I could speak in it, but I did it wrong. I don't know. Yeah, boy, I did it. Some of the what it's called in the Discord, there's a thing called Everyone Starts Somewhere. And also, you boy, don't be rude. And you'll see in there, seeing the pictures. Yeah. So you can see the pictures of like what I was doing initially. There was one where I tried to turn myself into a hedgehog and it just really didn't work. But I mean, like, they're not very good. There's more obviously on Instagram, but these are like the really early days before like social media even existed. You spend all your points and go. Don't bother. How will you go on now? He spent all his points and gone. Well, to be honest, Miss Grayson, he didn't get to spend his points because I banned him. That closure though. What's wrong with people today? I feel more confident starting painting again. Thank you. Oh, honestly, Miss Grayson, if you do something and it sucks, right? Or you think it sucks, yeah. I want you to look at it and be like, right, well, what did I learn? I used to have a thing. If you go back far enough on my paints, on Instagram, there was a period of time, where I would write what I learnt during each paint. So I don't know if that would, because I thought like that would be helpful for some people. I would write like what I learned, etc. What did I learn during this paint? I used to do that because I thought it was helpful for people. And maybe that will help. But also, if you do something and you're like, oh my god, this really bloody sucks, I want you to sit there and be like, all right, well, what sucks about it, right? This is what I do sometimes. Be like, what sucks about it? And you want to look at it and be like, okay, well, maybe the contrast here isn't good enough. So how would I improve that for next time? And be like, okay, it probably isn't the best, but you know what? How am I going to do that? Because, and I want you to remember as well that every time I do a paint, after I finished it, I'm like, I could have done that a bit better there. So I'll probably try and paint then. Yeah, give it a go. Yeah, look, just give it a go. And always remember, like, you don't suck. You're just a beginner. You learned something during that paint. Like, you don't fall into the, I'm not naturally good at it, so I'm not doing it again. I don't like it. Don't fall into that trap. Did I have a good Christmas? It was nice, thank you. I just spent it with my family. We don't really do presents much anymore. We haven't done since my grandparents passed away a long time ago. So, which sometimes I always feel weird, like when if people say like, "Oh my god, like what did you get for Christmas?" and I'm like, "I got some dried fruit." Like, like I just don't really like do much for Christmas anymore. And so sometimes when people ask me, I'm like, I mean, it's you know, like, it's sometimes after, like, because I'm happy for other people, obviously, when they get loads of stuff, but sometimes I'm like, oh, it's not like embarrassment, it's just that I feel like they think that I'm really upset. Or like something bad if something bad happened. Here's what I worked on, yeah, yeah, exactly. Were the ones I got myself, yeah, and I kind of, like, we're not really big on presents, to be honest. That a lot of people are doing it, so what's the point of me doing it? Yeah, no, I used to do that as well. I used to do that. Get out of it. Stop. Stop it. Why can't you do it then? Why can't you enjoy yourself? There's about 30 million thousand artists in the world. Why can't you be one too? Obviously, it's easier said than done, me being like, stop it, but like, you know what I mean. It's such a dumb thought to have, yeah, but it still eats away at you. I have dumb thoughts sometimes, and I'm like, oh. I appreciate the support, yeah. A lot of the time, you're just gonna have to, exactly, Nightbot, exactly. A lot of the time, you just kind of have to be like, shut up, brain. I'm doing it. Yeah, yes. Oh my god, having an ego about things. Yes, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. My ego, like 5 years ago, was like through the roof. I was basically like, I'm so good at painting that I am God's gift. And something happened that made me realize. I can't remember what it was, but something happened, and I basically went like, from like thinking I was like God's gift, to then being like crash rock bottom. I don't know what I'm doing. And then since then, I think I've kind of hovered around here with like that ego a bit more. Occasionally I'll be like, oh, there we go. I can write that again. But I used to have such an ego. I used to be like, I paint and I deserve to have all this free stuff. It's so embarrassing. Anyway, I'd rather be honest. I used to have a massive ego about myself. When it came to painting, I thought I deserved everything and I thought I deserved the world. And when I look back on the best thing is now when I look back on those paints, knowing full well what my mentality was when I did them, I look at these paints and I'm like, they're not that good. realistically, they're not that good. I was, yeah, no, oh my god, I was so bad. If I'm honest, I used to think like that. I used to be like, why aren't companies lining up to work with me? You know? Oh my god, it was so bad. I'm so pleased I got out of that mentality because I hate it now. When I see really, really egotistical people, I always wonder when the crash is going to happen. When they just... The ego is related to my career as a professional auctioneer. Not yet. No, yeah, oh my god, I used to be so egotistical. It's disgusting, really. Sadly, sometimes it doesn't, yeah. I'm pleased I managed to pull my head out of my bum, to be honest, because it was just... I don't like who I used to be. At all. But I had to be that person to become who I am now, so... But yes, I used to have a massive ego. I remember what happened. I basically did a bunch of paints that, in my opinion, were just sick at the time. And I tried to do one paint, and I tried to do it was a certain type of skull. And no matter how I did it, I could not for the life of me figure it out. And I got really angry, I got really frustrated, and it was the moment where I realised I just couldn't do everything that I thought I could do. I knew, and I was in denial for a long time about it, but I realised I just don't have enough experience to figure this one out. And I remember when that hit me, I remember I was so angry at myself that I couldn't figure it out. And I was so like, oh my god, like I was in such a foul mood for like 2 days because I couldn't understand why I couldn't do it. I was trying to do like, it wasn't like an anatomical skull, it was like one that had like labels and stuff on it. I can't really remember what this look was. I remember I was trying to copy something and it wouldn't work out. And the thing that made me even angrier, I remember at the time, it's just so embarrassing. I mean, I'm pleased I'm able to talk about it now because obviously I'm not in that state anymore. I remember the part which I hated the most was that I was trying to copy it based on what another makeup artist had done. I was trying to recreate what they had done. And I just couldn't do it. It just wouldn't look right. I just couldn't make it work. And that was when I was like, I'm just not good enough. Go and drive you forward and stuff. But yeah, exactly. But I let it like just take such a hold on me. Like I really let it just take such a hold on me. And when I look back at like how egotistical I used to be, like honestly, it's embarrassing. Like I really thought I was all that, huh? But now I'm also like, well, I'm kind of pleased it happened because I've learned so much since being more honest with myself. Like, I know I find painting metal hard. I know if I keep painting metal every week, I would probably get good at it. But equally, I'd get frustrated and I wouldn't be enjoying it. I need to do a change of things, you know? So as an example, Miss Grayson, so you can see how I put white back on here, and I'm putting white back on again. And that's all well and good, but can you see how it's not bright white? Which in this instance is fine, because I don't need it to be bright white, right? I don't need it to be, I just need it to be lighter. But can you see how it's not this white, yeah? It just won't go on that way. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, it will go on, but I mean, if I was trying to do something else, it would become muddy. Like if I did this, look. I'm putting the white on, but it's like... Yeah. Yeah, like, the light colours need to go on first. Yeah. I'm taking notes, good. I'm just happy I can help, to be honest, like. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, I used to be such an egotistical piece of S. Guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go and pop in the lenses. What's the Mad Hatter's favourite drink? Tea! I'm going to pop in the lenses, and then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to carry on. Yep. Burb! Insanity. Okay, that's a good one. I'll give you that one. That's a good one. This is the hat, by the way. Hang on. Let me take this off. I can't hear you guys if you do anything, by the way. So if this is the hat, be like this. What kind of hair do you think I should go for? Should I also have red hair? Or should I stick with my own hair? Red hair, you think red hair? And then they'll end up red. You think red hair? I can do red hair. Okay. In which case, because we'll wear a wig, I'll carry on without doing the hair at the moment, because otherwise I'll get red paint on it. I'll get paint on the wig. Red hair. Okay, cool. We'll do red hair. Nice hat. Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you. You guys are absolutely amazing and donated for it a couple of weeks ago. And I have a lot of Mad Hatter ideas, so I'm excited to get on with them. Red. Everyone thinks red. We'll go with red. Now where is my mascara? There it is. Thank you so much, Carlos. Hi, Bully, how are you? What is the measurement card? Oh, because it he's based on people who used to make hats, and they would go crazy because of something. They would go mad because of one of the chemicals that they would use, and so it wasn't it like lead or something. You like Jigsaw today. This an okay Jigsaw. Oh, I didn't get my eyelash glue. Yeah, so he's actually based on that. Mercury. Thank you, Skin. Thank you. Yeah, and so they use a lot of mercury, but it was actually really, it's actually really dangerous for people, and they'd end up they'd end up going nuts. But yeah, he built hats, which is kind of what they hint more towards in the later Alice in Wonderland film, don't they? Because doesn't he make hats for the Queen or something, and he's like locked up making hats for her, but that's what that's based on, is because he would make hats being the Mad Hatter, and it was a thing. Yeah, no, Z-Fangs, it does say that, but we funded for it a few weeks ago. No worries. We funded for it a few weeks ago, and I got it. And I'm really happy because I have a lot of different ideas for the Mad Hatter that I've been wanting to do. So I'm happy that I'm going to be able to do them, because you can't really do the Mad Hatter without the hat. So I was like, oh no. And then the hat was quite expensive. It was like £15. The 10-6 thing. I don't know what the 10-6 thing meant. I thought you were talking about the stuff that's in the one from the live action film. He's got all of the dressing stuff in it, and he's got like a little tag on there. Off with his head. When you use them to control people. Oh, really? Then I don't know. £10 and 6p. Oh, really? What, he like left the tag on? Any New Year's resolutions? I don't have any. Just carry on working hard on my body paints. How about yourselves? Survive. Yeah, it's a good one. You pick... What? So did you pick it up just so you could stop smoking for New Year's? As a resolution? I don't understand. Yeah, no, I don't have anything in mind personally to go for New Year's. I just kind of just want to carry on, to be honest. Like, I'm pretty happy. Just keep on keeping on. I'm happy with like the pace that I'm going. I'm still trying to add more things in because it's me. But equally, you know, like, we'll see. We'll just basically we'll just see how it goes. I think I want this part to be black, actually. I don't really like it. We'll be moving out of our apartment in California to a mobile home with... Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be nice. But we'll just break them anyway. I think it's like the incentive is nice. It's like people do see the new year as a fresh start. Not all of them do get broken. But a lot of the time people lose a lot of motivation. I think, if anything, people need to learn more things like discipline. Rather than, well, over quite a lot of things, I suppose. Sierra needs to get itself together before we do. I got one, but it's a big one for me. It's been pretty much, they put where I sadly went through loss and pain. 2020 was a bitch, and now I'll make it. Yes, you will. You absolutely will, Crimson. I have no doubt. You will. Oh, I forgot about the bloody lashes. Oh, for goodness sake. I hate me. Oh, it kind of worked out. Did it? Is it stuck? I think it's unstuck. Okay. Guys, if Jigsaw and Mad Hatter were one, what would their saying, like their catchphrase, be? Because if the Mad Hatter, I don't know, what would it be? I'm trying to imagine. What would you say the Mad Hatter? I feel like he says quite a few different things. Do you want to go shopping? Was the Mad Hatter the one having the unbirthday? He was singing about happy unbirthday, and he would sing like happy unbirthday, like every day, didn't he? He'd constantly sing about happy unbirthday. Every day except his birthday, I think so. Sorry if that was gross for people. Oh, that sounds amazing, Miss Grayson. I could literally live off red enchiladas. That sounds delicious. I'm actually getting a little peckish. The Jigsaw and Mad Hatter. It would be very Joker-like. You're right there. And found that game someone... What? I made them from scratch because any restaurant style doesn't taste good enough for me. Ooh. I was playing Borderlands the other day. You just reminded me, Miss Grayson. I was playing Borderlands the other day and I found it really... I probably shouldn't have found this funny, but anyway. When I killed one of the psychos, it made me laugh because he shouted, "My chili recipe dies with me!" It'd be like you and your enchiladas recipe. "My enchiladas recipe dies with me!" You could live off sushi. Man, when I was in Japan... Oh, the sushi was delicious. I do miss it. I miss it a lot, but I don't want to loiter on it, you know? Because, like... I really enjoy doing my body paints and stuff, and I love doing what I'm doing now. It's just, you know, like I do miss it, but I don't want to be like, oh, oh. I guess I'm trying to just ignore it. Don't go for sushi. One treat is for me, so it is to look. I wonder what I really. I don't know. I kind of just. When I was thinking about like the Mad Hatter and Jigsaw together as like one mashup, I just couldn't get the thought out of my head, and I was like, oh, I really want to paint that. I wonder what like what it would look like. Oh, really? Oh no, I really like it raw. I think it's well. You can get fried food. You can get fried fish in sushi. They do have fried. Like it doesn't. It's not all raw. What happened to my eyes? I got into a fight with a shark yesterday. It was very scary. Death is a surprise party. Oh, I like that. Death is a surprise on birthday party. Oh, that's so cool, Narosa. Hang on, I want to write that down. Death is a surprise on birthday party. I like that a lot. That's my current fave. Death is a surprise on birthday party. Yeah, the Marvel war. What was it? Where was it? Where death is a surprise. I like that. It was the Marvel Civil War. Let me have a look at my wigs. 1 second. I really hope I've got a red one at the top so I don't have to dig. well. Oh, do I have a short one though? I might have a short one. Do I have a short one I can backcomb a little bit? Oh, that'd be so fun. Yes. Breathe. Thank you so much. Never seen the Soul movies. I haven't. Well, I've watched the first one. They're not really for me, to be honest. I didn't really like it that much. Sushi's amazing. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. Thank you, Mug. 1 second. Oh, it's here. "7 seconds to be exact." You're right, Toasty. Alright. Ooh, head massage. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. Mm-mm-hmm. What is it called? I saw the head massager. I don't know the name of it. I found it on Amazon. It was just... I found it on Amazon. It was just called head massager. It was really nice. Just like... to keep your hair up a lot, yeah. I really like the head massager for like after I've worn like a wig or a headpiece for a long time. Hi Runehilda, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How has your holidays been so far? Are you off work? Oh, is everybody off work? I remember I used to love being off work when this time rolled by. There'd always be like this weird moment in the office where they'd be like, oh, I don't know, like maybe we should come back like December 27. Oh, there'd be absolutely no reason whatsoever for us to go back on December 27. Not a single reason, but they'd always be like, oh, I don't know. And then everyone would just get annoyed with the company until the company was like, oh yeah, okay, we won't. It's stupid. Always glad when Christmas is over. I'm off work until Monday. Ooh, nice. You still have some time off. What are you gonna do with the rest of your time off? You're just gonna chill out. There is one hair. Let's go. There we go. And get back on schedule with my weight loss diet and workout schedule. Nice. You go, gal. Why did Alice avoid the Cheshire Cat? Because she had a cat allergy. mess with me. Do I have a hair bubble for this? Please tell me I do. He wasn't very persuasive. Oh my god, Z-Fangs, that was terrible. Oh no, I need like a hair clip. Hang on. Hang on, what? I know I look like a psycho. Oh my gosh. Pin, pin, pin. Pin, pin, pin. Okay, then the other side. I really want to put the hat on. I'm really excited about the hat. That is awesome hair. Thank you. It's the Mystique wig. I'm going to have a lot of fun brushing this back out later on in life. When I say later on, I mean like tomorrow. You're loving it? Thanks, guys. I'm just having fun with a lot of mashups, you know, like, if it doesn't work, it's not a problem. Whatever. Where's my hat? Alright, the hat has to fit. No matter what. And we'll force it onto my head. Ugh. Okay, we pulled off some of the paint on the forehead, but it's not a problem. Oh, I kind of feel like it looks kind of cool to like pin some of the hair to the hat. Maybe. If I just push it back more. Did I just pull my eyelash off? I hate myself. Okay, hang on. Hair coming through the hat. I wouldn't be able to, because the hat actually isn't this tall on the inside. It stops. The hat actually stops about there. And then it's just like a solid block. Also, I don't want to cut holes in it. But how are you doing, Ace? Woo! Oops. You like it, Narusa? Thank you. I'm really happy with it, honestly. Oh, Narusa, don't worry. I managed to figure out what you were saying. I'm just waiting for an eyelash to dry, and then... I kind of like it. Ooh! I haven't done something because I'm not sure how to change my body type to kind of like fit that. So I might have to do something inspired by it. I have considered it. It's a bit like how it's easier for me to do like She-Hulk rather than like actual Hulk, because to change the body to do that, it's really tricky. I don't know how I would do that, and I think it just wouldn't look very convincing. Still a badass character. Do 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 do. I think Blue Devil might have been put in the Discord a while ago. I'm not familiar with them personally, but... The Stalk? No, I haven't. Okay, guys. I have finished... Oops. My Jigsaw Mad Hatter paint. Do you like it? Do you guys like my latest mashup? What do you think? You love it. Thank you, Toasty. I'm really happy with it. I haven't done Camp for Krampus now. Thanks, guys. Somebody call Vogue. I really like it. I'm happy. I'm happy with my idea. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Thank you so much, Carlos. Thank you. Okay. You're all too kind to me. Thank you. Guys, by the way, Really important. It's my birthday next week. Thank you, Pimp. Thank you. It's my birthday next week. Don't forget, okay? It's really important. Thursday next week is my birthday. I'll see you guys again on Okay. I'll see you guys again on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday next week. No worries. You got it for the next 4 weeks. You got what? Woo, birthday Sue. Woo, woo. I don't know what I'm going to be painting just yet. I'm just chilling out at the moment, relaxing. Don't forget it's birthday. Emo only chat. Alpha now is not the hang on. Mugsy, would you please be able to refund Alpha for the emote only? Because we'll be leaving in about 5 seconds. Sorry Alpha, we're just about to do a raid. So I don't want you to waste it. Thank you so much, Mug. And guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thanks for spending some time here with me today. I really appreciate you all coming in and saying hi, because I know it's Boxing Day and some of you are busy, but I wanted to... That's okay, no worries. I didn't want you to waste your points. Refunded. Thank you so much, Mug. Anyway, we're going to send some love to Meg, who's doing a Bob Ross paint now. I love you all. I'm going to take some photos, etc. Love you. Bye. Thank you so much. I'll see you on Tuesday, okay? Tuesday. Love you guys. Bye. Thank you. What is it? Oh.